This judge was appalled when this bitter mom made fake allegations against the father. But when the real culprit was exposed, he put her in her place instantly.
Okay, understand your desire to spend more time with your child, but the Child Custody Act urges continuity, consistency, and there's going to be a significant change in circumstances to justify even consideration by this court of a custody modification. Is there anything you wish to say or add?
I think there was a change in circumstance. I believe that it's a hearsay, and I understand that's a hearsay, but at the same time, my son being vocal with me about domestic violence happening in that home, being vocal with me about his dad not letting him talk to me about it without being punished, and it silences my son's voice and it scares him. And I think that's a big change in circumstance. And I understand it's hearsay and it's just my son telling me this stuff. But as a parent, you do anything to protect your children. And I know that my son doesn't have to deal with that living with me right now. And I only have 4 overnights a month with my son. And I want to be a parent to him. I want to be a mom to him. And I want to not be a weekend parent. And I don't believe 4 overnights a month is enough for any mother.
Parenting time is something different than custody.
I understand.
The threshold to modify parenting time is much lower than changing custody.
I understand that.
So obviously, no child should be exposed to any type of domestic violence. None whatsoever. So that should not be occurring as present. That's the basis to modify parenting time, certainly. Presumably, your son would disclose to Dr. Yeager he's been exposed to domestic violence. In fact, he's disclosed those things to his counselor. That might be based to modify some parenting time.
I feel like my son's afraid to, he even tells me, when he tells me stuff, he tells me, please don't tell dad, because he's afraid he's going to get punished and in trouble. I don't know if he would feel safe enough to do that.
All right, Ms. Sikorsky, what's your client's response to these allegations that there's domestic violence going on in his household?
My client's response to those allegations is that they're not true. There have been no police reports made. There is no domestic violence. I don't know what Ms. Badger asks this child and what he tells her, trying to satisfy her in response, but those allegations are not true. This child is doing well in school. He is successful. Historically, Your Honor, Bobby has seen Dr. Yeager on and off since October of 2021, and that started because of the domestic violence in Ms. Badger's home. That's how my client ended up with custody. All of her information comes from this 8-year-old, who is, of course, unreliable. We have no idea what he's saying to please his mother, and this is absolutely baseless, and I'm asking for attorney fees.
At this point in time, the court will not modify custody. The court does not believe you met your burden.
So how do I modify parenting time? How do I start getting more time with my son?
Unfortunately, I cannot. I'm not your attorney. I can't advise you in that regard.